What's going on, everyone? It's Legend in 2 Games, representing for Sophisticated Minds. Now, normally you catch us out in the street getting some crazy footage, but this time we had to come over to Bronx Net. We got a special guest for you guys, Gene Deal. Raw Deal, The Last B.I.G Night, his documentary out on the murder in the last days of Biggie Smalls is out on YouTube right now. He invited us out. We got some great footage coming for you guys, so stay tuned.
This is Big Gene, and you're watching Sophisticated Minds.
You listen to the music, he addressed everybody he was talking about. And all that whole New York shit stopped. So me and Big talked about that. You understand? And Big said adamantly, yo, the next nigga to say my name out their mouth, I'ma tear their ass up. You understand? I got some shit for him. Because he wouldn't say nothing because Puff was holding him back from saying it. Big never really addressed nothing of that bullshit, because, Puff was holding him back for that. Because everybody know he had some shit. He had some shit. He wanted to represent Brooklyn to the heart, to the fullest.
What's going on, everyone? It's Eric Sanchez, a.k.a. Legend in 2 Games. We're here with the man, Big Gene. We had to do it, Gene. First and foremost, want to thank you for taking the time to sit down with us, man. For the people that don't know, Raw Deal, Last B.I.G Night, doing crazy numbers on YouTube. You and MREC put some classic together. Over 4 million views on YouTube, social media. Double XL features you guys on their website as well. So with everything you went through, don't want to give too much to the people, but give them some background on it. With everything you went through, all the legalities, did you ever think you'll see the day where you'll be able to tell your story like this?
You have hope, and you think that, one day that you'll be able to do something, but you really don't know. I think that these kids putting out this YouTube and blowing it up to what it is today allowed me the avenue to do it because I didn't know. I was stuck. Like I said, I've had people come to me with hundreds and thousands, like thousands of dollars, literally doing documentaries, book deals, and everything like that. Then it would go nowhere. I kind of knew it wasn't going to go nowhere because I knew Puff wasn't going to let it happen. You understand? He got that kind of power. I seen him actually, have somebody fired the next day just by on the telephone. And this person had a lot of power, and they got their own television show now. But at that time, they had their own, they was rocking in New York. And he said about time, and this was in my documentary, about time when I get back to New York, if they still there, I'm gonna shut y'all down. We're gonna boycott everything about you. And the person was gone. So he had that kind of power. So I wasn't turning down nothing but my collar because I knew he wasn't going to let it come out. Once he got a whiff of it and he wanted to come and he wanted to rock, it wasn't going to happen. So, he put me in a certain type of situation, whereas that, I'm fighting my job. I'm steady fighting with my job, coming up with these lawyers, winning these cases, but they cost money. You understand what I'm saying? So, I'm glad that I met the people from Wisdom Clear, Ant, Handle, MREC, and they say, yo, we got an avenue that we could put it out. Listen here, the people ain't gonna pay for it, they're gonna get it free. So I said, well, listen here, I'll give them the most important to them, I think. When they see what I've done in the game and who I've been around and what I took part of, they're like, yo, damn, that kid was in the mix of it. You understand? So I gave them the big part. So they know about it because I was tired of, like how you just see somebody, you just feel like people are turning over in the grave. So I say, yo, listen here, man, listen here. I'm gonna let people know the truth. So I'm gonna give them that. That's the juice, that's juice in my whole documentary, in my book, but I'm gonna give it to the people. And that's what I did. And like I said, I thank MREC TV, Wisdom Clear, Handle. I thank everybody, for giving me the opportunity to do that.
Absolutely. The story's fascinating. As a hip-hop fan, I loved all 3 parts. But did you ever think there was a time where you knew everything you were going through, the hurdles? You're going up against the machine. We recently sat down with MREC, and he talked about this as well. Was there a point where you just said, man, you know what, I'll just let it be, and that's it? Or did you feel the story was too important to you where you had to find a way to get it out and let the masses know what was really going on?
Man, it's like taking a hammer and talking about I'm knocking down the Empire State Building. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah, forever, man.
Forever. So, like, it's like this on Real Talk. It's like, I knew that a few, and the people are hearing it. I'm getting calls to come out to Detroit to be on 313, and I got to get there. I lost my phone and I couldn't get in touch with the people, but I'm trying to get out there. I'm getting the calls to come to Atlanta, Connecticut. You understand? I'm getting calls come everywhere but New York. You understand? And I'm right here.
I wonder why.
So I know the deal. I've been around dude for years. You understand?
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? For years. You know what I'm saying? Seen him, have his kids. You understand?
Yeah, I mean, you and Puff have such a history together.
Yeah.
So just to backtrack a little bit, at the beginning of part one, you talk about as you guys were getting ready to head out to Cali and you doing the inventory and you touching base with everyone, to find out Wolf wasn't going. Was that something that caught you completely off guard? Was that one of those moments where you kind of question, like, why are we going out there? We not really rolling out there with the whole support of the team?
Well, Wolf is from the streets. And, I know the streets just like that. Just like any other person, I be around street dudes all my life, and when I had Wolf ticket, his itinerary, I had the whole itinerary and everything because I picked it up. I said, yo, Wolf, I got your ticket, bruh. What do you mean you ain't going? And he was like, yo, Gene, we ain't going out there right. And that's when he told me the story that he wanted the 2 bus loads and everything like that. What it did for me was I was like, yo, damn, all money ain't good money. But Puff assured me that we was just going around, we gonna be around the studio and do the Soul Train thing. So we around the studio, Soul Train, the hotel, I think we good.
Yeah.
You understand? And with the people I know, I got people out there. I know people then. I knew some strong cats, some people that was coming out there too for the Soul Train Award. And I ran their whole security. You know what I'm saying? I used to run the Black Hand security. So I knew they was out there, and that would have been if I make a phone call, Chaz would have had 10, 15 guys wherever I was at, if there was a situation like that. So I felt kind of, like we wasn't out there strong, but with what I knew and the people that I knew, I felt like if it was a situation, you
guys would have been good.
I'd have been good.
All right. Now, aside from the convo with Wolf, you dropped little hints of other things that were going on out there. Mace riding around in a drop top, and then you got to get called to the club to kind of bail him out of a situation. He's hearing some things in the streets. It's easy now, hindsight is 2020, so it's easy for me to critique it and say, oh man, you probably should have just went home. But was there ever a moment before that fateful night where you said, man, we just need to get on a plane and get up out of here?
Yeah, when Mace came back from the basketball game, he went to some basketball game. And I had seen Mace, I think he was in front of, it was cross street from the House of Blues. I keep forgetting this, the Mondrian. I think it's the Mondrian. I know I've been in there, it's all white and everything. Everything in the whole hotel basically is all white at the time. And I said, Mace driving around in a drop top Benz. I pulled him to the side. I was like, man, what's wrong with you, bruh? I said, you from Harlem, right? I said, these cats will tear your head to the white meat. What's wrong with you, bro? He said, yo, he was riding with Stevie J and there's another cat. He said, Stevie J says, man, is, thorough out here. I said, man, I don't make a motherfucking difference. You are a meal ticket for these cats. So what's going on? So Mace said, yeah, I know, man. I went to the basketball game and they was telling me how they hate Big and they hate Puff and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I said, yeah, man, that's when we knew we was going to the Vibe party the next day. I knew Puff was going to the Vibe party because he was trying to get bigger. He said, I asked him, I said, you going to the Vibe party? He's like, no, I ain't going. So he ain't, he didn't go. He didn't show up. So it was surprising to me that he got on television and he was talking about, I spoke to Big the night before he got killed.
I was just about to ask you, did he ever relay those feelings to the rest of the team?
I guess he didn't tell nobody else because he didn't show up. You understand? So if he told him, maybe Big didn't listen to him. You understand? But that would have been the second warning. That would have been the first one if he talked to him the night before, and then the night of, I talked to them.
You got your phone calls and your people were reaching out to you as well. Now, do you feel that Puff was just being naive by going out to Cali that way, or just being reckless?
I can't I can't speak for what he was being, other than just it's a term where when somebody is not looking at, I can't think of the term that I'm looking for, the name of the term I'm looking for, but he was definitely reckless and, naive is a word, but it's a greater word than that, knowing that fact that you're going to take the risks. Guys out there don't like each other for colors and all, for blocks and everything like that. And you're going to take somebody out there who they want to see dead. Not even Big, himself. You got to look at it. It may not have been meant for Big. It may have been meant for Puff. Mm-hmm. You understand? It was either or. But more so Puff probably than Big.
Yeah, because Puff and Sugar already had their own issues before the artists even got involved.
Right. So, yo.
But I mean, Puff, the way it's always been portrayed to everybody on the outside, Puff and Big had this great relationship. That was his man. Obviously, he dedicates a song to him that becomes like a top hit. Like, why play with that? Why do you think? That's why I wonder. Like, was he being naive? Was he being reckless? I mean, the way he expressed his love for Big is almost like.
I think that song had a lot to do with Puff staying in the music business like he did because of the recognition it got. But that song wasn't done for Big. Source Money's the one who wrote that song. He wrote that song for his mother. And he gave it to Puff. Puff, but everybody got paid for it but Source Money. Source Money tried to get his money for years, and until he got in touch with Jay, and Jay got in touch with Puff, and he told Jay, I got this song, I'm gonna let you hear it. I'm gonna put this shit out about him. You understand? And Jay called that nigga Puff and said, yo, listen here, man, you don't want this song to come out like that. Pay that man his money. I think they gave him like 100 G's or something like that. Everybody else got 3 million. You understand?
Source Money had it written for his mom.
Right.
Puff seen the opportunity and slid in.
And made it for Big, did it for Big, had the world thinking that it was a Big song. You understand? And it wasn't.
We'll end it off on this. I know you talked about, and I don't want to drop too much. I want people to go see the documentary themselves. You talked about the conversation you had with Miss Wallace, and then you recently mentioned that a couple years had passed and Puff tried to reconnect, and you guys worked a little bit. What was that relationship like after? I know you worked with him on a part-time basis, but was it you guys able to talk and move forward?
We never talked about that whole situation ever. You know what I'm saying? That was always funny to me that he never asked me, yo, Gene, how you knew? Yo, Gene. It's just like when I went back to work, he said, yo, Gene, we can't laugh and we can't joke, we can't talk like that no more. It ain't that type of situation. I said, don't say nothing about me, I won't say nothing about you. Point blank. You say something about me, you know what I'm saying? Because one night I got back. That was the first week I started working. And you say, you broke ass motherfucker. You a broke ass. You one of them broke cop ass niggas. That's what you is. And I said, bro. He said, I said, oh, so you got money? He said, yeah, I eat money. And I said, stop. You eat money? You need to take that shit out your diet. Because that's why your shit is green. Because Puff used to have gangrene all in his gums. You understand? I said, that's why your shit is all green and stuff. I said, stop that shit. Get you an Effident. You know what an Effident is? It's that shit that sizzles in your mouth. Take it and put it in your mouth and just hold it. You're going to want to spit that shit out, but don't. I said, don't spit that shit out. And whatever you do, just hold it. And when it starts sizzling and bubbling and foaming out your mouth, then you got a chance to try to wash your shit. Do that shit every day, man. You might get rid of that green shit. Nobody laughed at what I was saying around there to him like that. Nobody laughed like that. So Puff called me the next day. He said, yo, Gene, I was lying in my bed thinking about what you saying, and I was dying. He said, well, motherfucker, you can't talk like that no more. I said, don't say nothing about me. I won't say nothing about you. See, so Puff was same gang. You know what I'm saying? We came through the same gang. I brought him in through the same gang. D-Ferg brought him in. Tone Wagner initiated him the whole nine. The young cats initiated him. Puff was same gang. So you can't sit up there and talk to me any kind of way. You understand? Even if you wasn't saying gang, but you saying gang. You understand? So we had a nephew uncle type of love. You understand? And he never yet sat said to me, yo, I don't, you know, I love Big. That's my man, the whole 9 yards and everything like that. But thank you for being on point and saving my life. He never came to me like that. He never said nothing.
Well, before we wrap it up, I know you and MREC are working on another project, right? Real quick, right?
Yeah.
Let the people know a little bit about that.
We're gonna do this 21 questions, and that 21 questions is gonna come from the internet. I told them, Rec, when I first started this like this, yo, I give them 10 stories. It's 10 stories about artists, athletes, you know, people that I've been involved with, thing like that. You know, some funny. You know, I used to run the Cancun thing, you know, at front door at the Cancun thing, and I was head of the security right there. Me and my man Big Shorty, we used to do this the Cancun thing. So I met a lot of athletes, actors, just rappers, you know, say just stories that he might find entertaining that I'll go through and I'll talk to him about it in the whole 9 yards. And I say I'll give them to him, you understand? And that's it.
All right, well, make sure y'all definitely check that out. Legend in 2 Games, Big Gene, we really appreciate you, man.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate
Thank you. Sophisticated Minds, baby.